aware that it's not necessary to say that black women don't date out half the time. This needs to change. Now black women need to date out more than ever. And not that anyone's forcing anyone to do that, but they just see that it's their best choice because they just need to go where they're celebrated and loved. The reason why they keep giving you warnings over and over again because they really don't think that you deserve to be um, being a citizen of the world. They not doing what normal people do. They want only the male side of the race to date out so that they have something to feel like they did something when they haven't done anything, haven't built anything. And they want women like you to fall back on so that you can stay there and bring on the rest of the black race and hold on to slavery and the past and all the bullshit while they live their lives while they do what they want. Don't play into that. Black women, you simply must tell them that you're a grown woman and that you can make your own decisions. All your decisions aren't always weak. It's only weak when you're tied to the black male because they're always going to try to send you off on a tour that has nothing to do with you and to bring you deeper down into a struggle love situation that you don't need for yourself. They want you to struggle. They want to see you sad. They want to see you angry over them. They want to see you still chasing them and talking about how good they look while they put you down. Don't play into it. Stay on having the best life as you can. Stop listening to them. You have a warning system within you. It's called intuition as a woman. For instance, why don't they ever warn you about the black males? The males of your own neighborhood who fool you into thinking that they love you when they really can't stand themselves and look over themselves for validation. Huh? Why don't they ever warn black women that in school that they're going to be called all kinds except for the child of God and that these males that do that want to fool you into bringing his image onto the world while he shuns yours and tears yours down and try his best to make you disappear every 5 hours. Why don't they warn black women against that? Why don't they warn these women about the dangers of just walking outside of the house and having some ugly fool in front of their face trying to force them to do and say things that they don't want to say and do or force an attraction on them that they don't have for these males? Huh? Why don't they ever warn them and tell them to go get a gun, weapons? Why don't they warn them to get spiritual protection? Because those weapons aren't going to help you unless. Why don't they tell you? Want they to warn you against watching too much TV and having all this reckless, demonic, spiritual warfare put against you every time you see a big naughty head Negro looking in your face through that screen? Won't they warn you about knowing more about the new laws that they put up against you? Such as the laws that they're trying to sign where criminals could get away with violating you. Why don't they ever warn black women about that? Why don't they ever warn the black women about the war that's waged against them and them alone? Why don't they warn you about hitching your wagon to someone that you have lowered yourself for? Why don't they make you realize that you're lowering your standards and you're lowering yourself to men who are defeated? Won't they warn you about that? When you're a little girl, won't they warn you about the dangers of being touched in the wrong places by these fucking losers that's the same skin tone as them? Why? And there's so much of that going on. But these women, they were forced not to speak up. And when they speak up, they get their car torched, just like that R. Kelly victim did. Why don't they ever warn black women against this? Why do they have to always warn black women against something that will benefit them? Of course they're going to have in them that someone's going to do something wrong to them. So they already know that. They already know that there's going to be a good side and a downside to it. Just like there's a good side and a downside to dating out altogether. But they don't warn the black women with that, they warn them against doing things that benefit them instead of encouraging them to do better. And when they go to do better, they get put down and forced to go the other way. Why? But they want to go against dating out because they want you to be the one that stays and carries all that heavy oppression. Finally seeing you after 400 years, finally trying to escape out them cages they tried to put you in. And your own ends tried to put you in. Now that you're breaking out, they're shook. They're shook as hell, so they're gonna try to act like they're warning you. And even black women themselves hate other black women to the point where they will feed you to these wolves and these predators and these bums that have nothing better to do. They try to bully women into lowering their standards so they can have a chance at that making the black woman a punching bag. As a result of bad treatment and being hooked up with a bunch of babies that they can't take care of, the black woman starts to look old and haggard. Whereas if she would have kept to herself and not listened to their warning signs, she would have been a happy individual. A lot of effort goes into this video, so if you like what you see and you want more content by this channel from this topic, then please be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and leave the notification bell so you can get more videos by the Band Up Muse channel. Thank you. They want to go backwards. No, first you get the power and then you get the money, then you get the this, that, right? Well, if they didn't get in that order, then they don't get anything, right? So if they don't get those two things, then cut them off because they don't deserve to be near your womb. It's like they can warn you all you want to. Stop listening to them. They don't know what they're talking about. Yes, there's ups and downs of everything, including dating out. And yes, you need to know those things. But the way these people are trying to act like they're warning you, they're not trying to warn you. They are trying to scare you. They are trying to make you stay stagnant, stay in your place, stay where you are. They want you to stay in your comfort zone. Oh, because it's comfortable there. It's the safest place to be when it's not. And do you ever notice the ones who are trying to make you give up men for good are the ones that can't date out anyway? See what else is out there. You don't need to stay in and have other people who never dated or even dated out. Listen, you don't need to listen to them. You don't need to hear them tell you about things because they don't even know about things. They don't know what the real warning signs is. They talk to these dudes for 1 second and then they look for any chip in their armor, any kink, anything that will try to steer them away from dating out. And then they turn around to you and say, oh, no, don't date out because I'm going to warn you because this, and that. They don't know anything that they're talking about. So that's why you have to be careful about who you listen to. Because most of these people doing these worlds going wrong, they're just jealous. They don't have a relationship with anybody. They don't know how to attract anybody. They don't know what the ins and outs of dating is. And so they're not going to be able to tell you. And that's why more women need to start talking about these things. I see a trend where these women are talking about swearing off all men for good. Okay, good luck with that. I'm not about that on this channel. You know, age holds you back either. And men are always on me, like rice on rice. It's fun, it's enticing, it's flirtatious, and you get to learn new people. And this is what you should be doing. You should be going out and having fun. Why not? Yes, of course, vet the person. But if you can't have fun, then what good is it? You're not enjoying your life, right? So if you don't want to know how to date, then that's fine. But there are women out there who do. They want to learn how to date, how to do IR. They've never done it before. Therefore, that's what I make this content for. Because it's not fair that the black women have been taught to be ignorant about dating out, while the other has been dating out. And no, they're not too successful for it, but they're not warning them about the dangers, even though those women are calling them N-words and unaliving them. You don't see them being warned about this world going wrong with them males. Then they'll project that onto you, because since those things happen to them, they just regularly or assume that black women go through the same crap that they do, not knowing that black women they don't have the same ills. As it's known, there's a double standard, but at the same time, you could overcome those obstacles. You can overcome those double standards in interracial dating that other people do, like the non-black women and then the black man. They don't you don't have the same vibes. You don't have the same type of um dating and relationships as they do. Therefore, therefore, when they warn against dating out, they're applying what does not apply to you. Okay, so black women fare much better dating out, and just know that, and don't let anybody refute that, because that's fact. It doesn't mean that the men are totally perfect. And just know there's a whole slew of options for you and new suitors if you would only get over this race crap and get over your fear of the unknown. Okay? Ciao.